This page is the vibrant front cover, featuring a dynamic character with pink hair holding a record, setting a high-energy tone. The cover highlights several exciting titles. Headlining the features are DJ Wars and a Sega Dynamic Preview section covering games like Sonic R, Panzer Dragoon Saga, listed as a Gazelle Panzer Dragoon RPG, and Shining Force 2i. There's also a strategy section detailing Riglord Saga 2 Ronde, Super Robot Wars F, All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua Fighter, and Culdicept. The cover also teases upcoming releases with big titles like Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and the visual novel You, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Edge of the World. The issue is dated November 14, 1997, issue number 21. This page features a vibrant street art style, depicting various characters and game elements splashed across tombstone-like structures, giving the feeling of high energy and perhaps the death of older gaming styles. On the left, a character with pink hair sits amidst chaotic scenes, highlighting games like All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua Fighter, an exciting crossover fighting game featuring pro wrestlers and Virtua Fighter characters. Also featured is Ronde, a large-scale simulation RPG in the style of Shin Megami Tensei, and Tactics Formula, a unique board game blended with racing simulation. The left page also promotes the Sega Saturn Festa event held at Tokyo Joytopolis. On the right, a character holds a gun, pointing towards games like Culdicept, a strategic board game combining elements of trading card games, and The Lost World, Jurassic Park, an action game. Super Robot Wars F is also highlighted as a massive simulation RPG boasting over 130 units. The overall presentation emphasizes the diverse and exciting range of software available on the Sega Saturn. This page showcases two distinct simulation RPGs from TGL. On the left is Farland Saga, presented with dramatic fantasy artwork featuring winged characters and a stark title asking, "Coexistence or domination?" It's confirmed as a simulation RPG, scheduled for release in December at 6,800 yen. The section highlights its voice cast and offers a postcard campaign for prizes. The right side features Tilk, the girl who came from the blue sea, with a lighter, more whimsical art style set against a bright blue ocean background. Also a simulation RPG, priced at 6,800 yen, Tilk is slated for a spring release. This section promotes a campaign giving away cameras and telephone cards to postcard respondents. Both pages emphasize the game's genres and their upcoming release windows, appealing to fans of tactical RPGs with different thematic tastes. This page features a large spread dedicated to the highly anticipated RPG Grandia on the left. The main artwork shows protagonists Justin and Sue standing before a dramatic, fiery backdrop with colossal rock formations, emphasizing the grand scale of their adventure. Surrounding this are numerous small screenshots showcasing various environments, like towns, dungeons, and combat scenes, highlighting the game's vibrant 3D graphics and classic RPG style. The text proclaims, "An adventure-staking fate begins now," confirming its genre as an adventure and announcing the release date of December 18th at a price of 7,800 yen for the 2-disc set. There's also a pre-order campaign mentioned. The right page serves as the magazine's table of contents for the November 17th, 1997 issue, number 21. It lists major features covering heavy hitters like Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and the unique visual novel You in a special feature section. The Sega Dynamic Preview highlights upcoming blockbusters, including Sonic R, Shining Force 2i Scenario 1, Panzer Dragoon Saga, listed as Panzer Dragoon RPG, and Let's Make a J-League Pro Soccer Club 2. Further sections detail special reports on numerous other titles, strategies for popular games like Super Robot Wars Fi, and reviews of recent releases. It's clear this issue provides comprehensive coverage of the Saturn's diverse library at the time, appealing to fans of fighting games, RPGs, simulation, and racing titles. This page kicks off an in-depth feature on the latest entry in the Shin Megami Tensei series, Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, proudly announced as completed and set for imminent release. The focus is firmly on the game's compelling story, which explores a dark world where those who command demons begin to make their move. We get a look at the main character, a skilled hacker, and his partner, Hitomi, alongside various other mysterious figures and unsettling scenes, hinting at the supernatural and technological blend of the narrative. Screenshots showcase intense moments like an explosion and glimpses into the digital realm and the game's distinct character art and demonic elements. This feature serves as an exciting preview of the game's themes and world just before players get to experience it. This page continues the deep dive into Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers. Focusing on the game's unique setting and early story events, we learn about Amami City, the information environment model city built around a network society, and the virtual world within it called Paradigm X. The narrative centers on a crisis within this highly connected world. The feature introduces several key characters: the protagonist, a skilled hacker, his partner Hitomi, the mysterious red man encountered during a hacking sequence, and the hacker leader Spooky. Screenshots show the protagonist hacking into a system, receiving a cryptic message from the red man, and later, scenes from the protagonist's home life, featuring his family. The action moves to the meeting with Spooky and the unusual vehicle/entity known as Gump, shown in screenshots of a large truck and an interior computer interface. Beyond the story, the page highlights gameplay improvements from previous games, including more convenient 2D field navigation that displays building names, and the promise of more varied and engaging 3D dungeons, showcasing diverse environments like a city street view and a mysterious underwater area. The focus is clearly on the game's blend of futuristic technology, supernatural elements, and enhanced exploration. This page delves further into the world of Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, starting with the protagonist's exploration of Paradigm X. This virtual city, a central hub in Amami City's network, offers a brief respite, allowing players to freely roam, interact with citizens, and visit various attractions like minigames. Highlights include the challenging quiz game Dungeon Q and the intriguing Compatibility Club, where you can find your ideal partner type and get personality advice, along with virtual reality experiences like a VR horror house and art museum. However, the piece is short-lived. Upon exiting Paradigm X, the protagonist is engulfed by a strange light and receives a cryptic hacking message from the mysterious red man, signaling an impending crisis. This leads directly into the Vision Quest, a unique gameplay mechanic where the protagonist enters the consciousness of others to experience events through their eyes, beginning with unsettling scenes featuring coyotes. The page also briefly revisits the start of the game, showing the protagonist with Spooky and the enigmatic Gump, and introduces a suspicious man connected to it. Finally, it teases the importance of a white-haired woman, hinting at her role in the unfolding events. This page provides a comprehensive guide to the vital role of demons in Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers. It breaks down how these entities function as allies, detailing their distinct personalities and attributes, light, neutral, dark, which govern everything from how they interact in conversation to their compatibility in various fusion processes. Key mechanics explained include different types of demon fusion: standard fusion to create new demons, demon transformation to turn demons into items, sword fusion to forge unique weapons, and Maitama fusion to enhance a demon's base statistics. Screenshots show the interfaces for these processes and examples of the resulting demons. The importance of demon loyalty is stressed, as higher loyalty allows demons to perform special actions and grant favors in combat. Negotiation, the method of recruiting wild demons, is also discussed, with the page highlighting how success depends on the demon's attribute and the player's party alignment. Screenshots depict the negotiation screen and character stats. Finally, a small section on the page promotes a special offer, giving readers a chance to win a demo disc featuring both Soul Hackers and the Game Ronde. This page dives deep into the Sega Saturn port of X-Men vs. Street Fighter, specifically highlighting differences and potential issues compared to the arcade version as its release approaches. It kicks off by detailing various changes made for the home console, such as adjustments to character abilities and mechanics. One significant point is the change to Dalsham's vanishing technique and how it affects combos, which were possible in the arcade but no longer work the same way. The recovery time after hitting an opponent has also been altered, impacting the timing of subsequent attacks and continuous combos. The page also notes changes to basic actions like throws, which are now limited to left and right inputs, and raises concerns about the viability of the powerful aerial rave combo system in the Saturn version. The welcome return, however, is the same character tag system, previously absent or limited, allowing players to form teams using duplicate characters. The article includes several screenshots demonstrating these discussed gameplay changes and mechanics. This page continues the deep dive into X-Men vs. Street Fighter, shifting focus from port changes to detailing the unique abilities and core performance of several key characters. It serves as a character guide for players, explaining how each fighter operates. The page profiles 8 characters, including fan favorites like Cyclops, known for his versatile projectile game and guard-breaking techniques, and Wolverine, highlighted for his incredible speed and aggressive hyper combos and wall jumps. Storm's aerial prowess and flight capabilities are discussed, along with Rogue's unique ability to absorb opponents' special moves. Other characters covered are Gambit, focusing on his tricky setup play, the powerhouse Juggernaut with his devastating attack strength and ground projectiles, the agile Sabretooth, and the master of magnetism, Magneto, who dominates air combat with his directional air dashes and powerful projectiles. Each profile includes screenshots demonstrating the character in action, showcasing their signature moves and hyper combos, giving players a visual guide to their strengths and playstyles in the game. This page continues the comprehensive character breakdown for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, focusing on the iconic fighters from the Street Fighter universe. It details their core strengths, unique abilities, and how their movesets have been adapted for this tag team crossover. Featured characters include Ryu, highlighting his stable and powerful special moves, like the Shinku Hadoken, which can be incorporated into aerial rave combos. Ken is presented as Ryu's high combo counterpart, excelling in chain combos and enhanced Shoryuken and Tatsumaki Senpukyaku techniques. Cammy relies on speed and tricky mix-ups, utilizing her dive kicks and anti-air moves effectively. Dhalsim's incredible reach is emphasized, along with adjustments to his teleport and projectile game that require new strategies. Akuma stands out with multiple powerful hyper combos, blending the strengths of both Ryu and Ken, including his devastating Raging Demon attack. Chun-Li possesses the unique ability to perform a triple jump, offering unparalleled aerial mobility and access to enhanced versions of her classic moves like the Kikoken and Hyakuretsu-kyaku. Charlie Nash focuses on solid defense and effective zoning with his sonic boom and flash kick, gaining new aerial options. Zangief remains the king of throws, with devastating screw pile driver and final atomic buster techniques being his primary tools. Finally, M. Bison's powerful attacks and flight ability are discussed, noting changes to his Psycho Shot and Psycho Crusher that make them highly effective. The page gives players a concise overview of each fighter's approach and key techniques in this fast-paced title. This page dives deep into the Sega Saturn port of the acclaimed adventure game, Uno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. The major highlight here is the reveal of the Saturn version's opening, which has been fully converted to cell animation, a significant upgrade from the original PC version's CG. The feature showcases several new cuts and scenes featuring the game's main characters, teasing their roles and personalities. We see glimpses of key figures like the protagonist's teacher, Kuichi Arima, with a cigarette, the female photographer Asakura Sao with her camera, the diligently researching Mio, the somewhat unusual Professor Kuzuki holding a gun, and the emotional Kanagi, whose tearful scene is particularly striking. The article also explains the flow from the opening sequence into the game's top menu, detailing the save system. Notably, the Saturn version boasts an impressive 8 save slots compared to the PS3, a welcome improvement for managing progress in this complex narrative. Screenshots illustrate the save data selection and the unique map view feature. With the game's release just around the corner, the preview hints at other original system elements, such as a backscroll function, that will be covered in future features. This release promises a richer presentation and enhanced features for this classic title. The Sega Saturn port of Uno features a point-and-click interface with various interactive icons, such as move, look, and specific actions like rub, dig, and kiss. Player choices, including using or not using items, significantly affect the branching narrative. The dual save system, using the reflector item, allows for direct return to key story points on the ADM's map, enabling exploration of different paths. Screenshots demonstrate character interactions, showcasing the game's unique approach. A new message backscroll function allows for reviewing past dialogue. The page effectively explains Uno's compelling interactive gameplay and systems. This page showcases Techno Motor, a unique music tool software for the Sega Saturn that allows players to compose and perform their own music using the Saturn controller. It's described as different from typical music games or production software, focusing on using the controller like an instrument. The developers explained that the project was inspired by the feeling of holding the Saturn controller itself, which felt like it could be used for musical performance. They hope users will discover imaginative ways to utilize the software beyond their initial design. Composition is made accessible with a simple interface, where music is created by placing dots. The game also features a performance mode, supporting up to 2 players, allowing for collaborative sessions. Visuals include screenshots of the composition interface, which resembles a basic sequencer using a grid and dots, and the performance screen showing nodes representing musical elements to be triggered. The page also features illustrations of the game's mascot characters, stylized girls holding Saturn controllers, and photos of the developers and women demonstrating the game. The game is categorized as music software and supports multiplayer play. This page offers a dynamic preview of Sonic SAR, the latest action racing game featuring the familiar Sonic family. Development is reported to be proceeding smoothly for a December 4th release. The report dives into newly revealed details, including a third course and insights into character special abilities. The article showcases the previously known courses, Resort Island and Radical City, with updated screenshots and descriptions highlighting their unique features, like water travel and jet coaster-like sections. The newly revealed course is Reactive Factory, described as Eggman's modified island base filled with industrial elements, secrets, and advantageous layouts for the Doctor. The game supports Grand Prix, Time Attack, and Versus modes, including a 2-player split-screen option promising intense competition. Screenshots throughout the page highlight the vibrant graphics, course gimmicks, and the minimap feature that hints at hidden paths waiting to be discovered. This page delves deeper into the special abilities of the 5 playable characters in Sonic SAR, expanding on the previous page's mention of these unique skills. As an expert, I can tell you mastering these is key to victory. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Eggman each possess a distinct action that sets them apart on the track. Sonic, unlike the others, has a double jump capability, allowing him to clear obstacles that others might struggle with and access different paths. Tails utilizes his twin tails for propeller flight, enabling him to hover briefly and traverse certain gaps or take shortcuts. Amy boasts a powerful turbo dash, providing bursts of incredible speed, crucial for overtaking rivals despite her lower standard speed. Knuckles excels at gliding after a jump, staying airborne longer than Tails, and potentially reaching areas inaccessible otherwise. Finally, Eggman, with his unique floating vehicle, can attack opponents and, surprisingly, race across water without losing speed, giving him a distinct advantage on specific course sections. The page also touches on the game's visuals, highlighting the effective use of semi-transparent processing for distant scenery, creating a sense of depth, and explains how in-game arrows guide players towards the goal, a helpful feature for navigating the vibrant but sometimes complex courses. Overall, this page emphasizes how understanding and utilizing each character's special ability is fundamental to mastering Sonic SAR's tracks and outmaneuvering the competition. This page provides an in-depth look at Shining Force 2 Eyes, revealing key new gameplay mechanics and story details. The major highlight is the unveiling of the Weapon Mastery System, a core element where using weapons increases a character's proficiency, unlocking powerful special skills specific to that weapon type. This system adds significant depth to character progression beyond just leveling up. The page showcases examples of these weapon mastery skills for featured characters. Symbios the Swordsman can unleash Heat Burner, a potent flame attack. Dantares the Knight demonstrates Mega Charge, a lance-based rush attack. Karn the Monk, specializing in claw weapons, performs Heavenly Dragon Sky Dance, a series of acrobatic strikes. Screenshots accompany each character's skill, illustrating the dynamic visuals. Further details touch upon the beginning of the game's story, which kicks off with a peace conference, setting the stage for the unfolding narrative. The page also notes the enhanced character models and event scenes, referred to as character demos, which are more detailed than previous entries, adding richness to the story presentation. It's clear Shining Force 2 is bringing significant advancements to the series. This page delves further into Shining Force 2 I Scenario 1, showcasing some dynamic new gameplay elements. A major feature highlighted is combat taking place on a moving train, with battles occurring both on the exterior rooftops and inside the train cars, acting as distinct battle maps. This adds a unique layer of environmental strategy to the tactical grid battles. Another exciting reveal is the new summon magic, Phoenix, depicted unleashing fiery devastation on a giant enemy. The visuals appear scaled up and impactful, signifying powerful offensive capabilities. Speaking of giant enemies, The page prominently features a massive, mechanical foe, likely the giant god, mentioned in the subtitle, against which players will wage epic battles. Adding to the growing cast, the page introduces key new allies joining Symbios, including Oprate from the Republic Army, Hayward the mercenary archer, and Karn the monk. These characters bring diverse skills and playstyles to the team. Finally, there's a note on the 2D dungeon segments, mentioning that sometimes you'll need to strategically use enemies to open treasure chests, hinting at interactive puzzle-like elements within these exploration phases. Its clear shining force 2 is packed with innovative features. This page dives into Panzer Dragoon Saga, providing a dynamic preview that picks up immediately after the opening sequence, tracking the actions of the protagonist, Edge. It highlights several key gameplay elements. Notably, the lock-on system is functional even on the world map, allowing players to interact with or investigate points of interest and enemies. The page features an intense boss battle against a giant aggressive creature that is pursuing Gash, a member of the Seeker pirate group. It emphasizes the boss's vastly superior HP compared to Edge and the Dragon, and its diverse special attacks, posing a significant challenge. The narrative summary explains that the adventure begins with the excavation, where the mysterious life form Akarazil is found, leading Edge on a quest for revenge against the Empire, alongside the dragon he encounters. Enemies in Panzer Dragoon Saga are shown to have unique, often unsettling, organic designs and peculiar movements, carrying on the series' distinct visual style. The battle system is also touched upon, explaining the role of the gauges that limit available actions. Different gauge levels allow for normal attacks, laser/gun attacks, and powerful berserk attacks, with positioning being crucial in combat. The page also notes that the trial version of the game features a unique opening sequence designed to introduce the world of Panzer Dragoon Saga. This page continues the preview of Panzer Dragoon Saga, focusing on returning mysteries and challenges. It reveals that the Guardian Dragon, a formidable foe from Panzer Dragoon Saga, makes a comeback as a boss in this RPG installment. The battle against Kramen and his Atom Dragon is also highlighted as a significant confrontation. The narrative's ultimate objective is the Tower, a recurring element from the series, suggesting its central importance again. Images showcase the intimidating designs of the Guardian Dragon, the aerial combat with the Atom Dragon, the imposing structure of the Tower, and the mysterious artifact known as Shell Kofu. A significant portion of the page is dedicated to the game's voice cast, announcing the participation of over 30 skilled voice actors. Profiles are provided for Akira Ishida, the voice of the protagonist Edge, and Maya Sakamoto, who voices Akazel. The page also features an interview with Masaharu Sato, the voice actor for Kramen, where he discusses his approach to voicing the complex antagonist and the unique challenges of voice acting for games compared to anime or drama. This page provides a continued look at J.League Pro Soccer Club Wo Tsukuru 2, delving deeper into the game's expanded features. It focuses on the enhancements made to the training and management aspects, which are now more detailed and user-friendly. Players will find more depth in areas like individual player training, visualizing player stats through a clear pentagonal graph, and managing team cohesion, indicated by a heart icon that changes color based on team chemistry. The management side has also seen improvements. The office area handles finances and personnel decisions, including scouting players and sending them abroad for training, with new destinations like Africa. Stadium management is crucial, allowing investment in facilities like coffee shops and parking to increase revenue and supporter satisfaction. There's also a new local investment option to boost the surrounding community. A significant new addition is the International Cup, where players can manage the Japanese national team, selecting players from their own club to compete against international squads. This adds a new layer of challenge and prestige to building your ultimate club. The preview highlights that the player truly acts as the manager, overseeing tactics and team selection in this mode. This page features a special interview with artist Imai Takans, who created the dynamic cover illustration for this issue. The cover prominently features a character from the upcoming game DJ Wars. The interview delves into his creative process, his connection to Sega Saturn Fan Magazine, and his approach to designing characters for the game. Imai Takans discusses his style, noting his preference for creating distinct, impactful characters, mentioning that he reads Saturn Fan often. He talks about the challenge of balancing the character design with the game's themes, and mentions liking the cosplay twins from Ori and Kari. The page also provides information about DJ Wars, confirming its release date of November 20th. It's described as a music simulation game. There are small screenshots showing different characters from the game alongside the main illustration. DJ Wars features 3 towns, Rose, Palm, and Bamboo, with various clubs. Rose Town's lab is described as dangerous, Sugar Love as sweet and peaceful, and Dancin' Grandpa in Bamboo as lively. Other Bamboo clubs include Wakaba, Exotic, 33 RPM, Largest, Psychedelic, and Club Zero and Palm, High Society, focused on sound. Fellow is a welcoming club. The page also includes interviews with DJ Wars girls, showcasing the game's target audience and community. This page delves into the dark world and combat system of Black Matrix. It showcases the game's atmospheric maps, including a church, a fortified town, and underground structures, emphasizing the dark and realistic feel of the environments. The right side explains the unique Black Magic system, which is powered by blood points, BP, gathered by attacking enemies, rather than traditional MP. It shows off various spell effects like fire, poison, petrification, and recovery through animated screenshots. The page also touches upon character classes, such as Necromancer and Beastmaster, who wield different forms of magic and abilities in this grim world. This page continues the coverage of Black Matrix, introducing the key characters and the initial story beats. The early plot is described as starting happily, before taking a sharp turn when the protagonist, a Carousel, loses his memory and encounters a girl from an opposing race. After these events, a Carousel finds himself imprisoned, where he meets other characters crucial to the story, including the strong-willed Reprobus and the winged Gaius. The page also hints at Abonzel's awakening and subsequent new encounters with characters like Yofan, Pilipo, and Maruko, who feature in sketch art. Screenshots show characters navigating a snowy area, imprisoned together, and participating in an event scene. The world-setting sections briefly touch upon the game's themes of good and evil, the nature of powerful artifacts like the evil god's armor, and the role of the divine in providing magical powers. This page introduces the main characters and the beginning of the Black Matrix story, featuring Ahezel, Reprobus, and others met during imprisonment and subsequent encounters. This page features Atelier Marie, the alchemist of Salzburg, focusing on Marie and her newfound allies. Illustrations show the protagonist, Marie, displaying a range of emotions from worry to anger and laughter, hinting at her lively personality. The main focus is on the introduction of the fairies, helpful visitors who arrive to assist the very busy Marie. These aren't just random encounters. Specific fairies offer distinct services. We meet Pops, who lends a hand around the shop, Bate, who serves as an item seller, and Pick, the cleaner who helps maintain the workshop's tidiness, as shown in before and after screenshots highlighting the cleaning mechanic. The page also touches upon adventuring outside Salzburg, mentioning encounters like meeting a mysterious old man deep within the fairy forest. This segment highlights the exploration aspect alongside the core alchemy and shop management gameplay. The content emphasizes the beneficial fairy system as a key feature of the game, providing essential support for Marie's alchemical endeavors. There's also a brief mention of a radio show timed for the game. This page continues the deep dive into Atelier Marie, the alchemist of Salzburg, focusing on how Marie can manage her busy life with help. It expands on the fairy system, showing how you can hire different types of fairies, distinguished by color, each with varying costs and work efficiency, to significantly boost your productivity. Fairies aren't just for the shop. They can assist with item synthesis itself, speeding up production, though they still require you to provide the necessary materials. You can also send them out to gather ingredients from the various locations outside Salzburg. The page introduces several key gathering spots: Mount Wieland, Elfin Cave, Media Forest, Hevel Lake, and Stondal Falls. Each area is detailed with information on the types of materials found and the monsters encountered, giving players an idea of the challenges and rewards each location holds. When fairies aren't busy, they'll either play or sleep around the workshop, and the guide mentions you can also dismiss them if needed. Finally, there's a small feature highlighting a unique aspect of the Sega Saturn version: special messages from Marie that appear when you start the game, offering morning greetings or holiday wishes, adding a touch of charm. This page delves into Textort Rud, Arcana Senki, a unique dramatic board game from Falcom that blends tarot cards with strategic gameplay. The core mechanic sees the player's actions and fate, guided by the power of arcana summoned via tarot cards, driving the narrative forward in a fantasy setting. Players can dive in with two distinct modes: The campaign mode offers a solo experience with a branching storyline influenced by player choices on the map. Saved character progress can even be carried over. For multiplayer action, the Versus mode supports up to 4 players in a Shugoroku-like format, allowing both default characters and those trained in the campaign to face off. You choose your protagonist from either the male Glenn or female Elkara, Arcana users destined to shape humanity's future. This choice isn't just cosmetic, it affects character traits and the story's progression. Joining you on your journey can be companions from 3 distinct races: the nature-attuned elves with high summoning power, the sturdy dwarves strong in combat but low on summons, and the flying pixies, known for their numerous summons. Each race brings its own unique flavor to the gameplay. The page also hints at the game's rich lore, introduced through an animated opening movie depicting the history of the world, a conflict involving gods, and the emergence of arcana power leading to a dark age filled with monsters. Screenshots showcase the game board, character status, card hands, and the tactical elements of the board game. This page continues exploring the mechanics of Textort Rud, Arcana Senki, detailing how card attributes and values are the key to gameplay. Movement around the board is determined by the value of the card played, though strategic stops at specific spaces are possible. The page highlights the importance of utilizing map features like shrines and other points of interest. Shrines, for instance, allow players to deploy major arcana cards for various beneficial effects on the map. Other features include treasure chests that grant cards or items. Combat is initiated when a player lands on a space occupied by a monster. These battles are resolved through card comparisons, with victory determined by the total value of cards played from hand. Winning a battle rewards the player, while losing sends them back to the start. The game also features monster summoning at designated magic circles, powered by minor arcana cards. Monsters can be leveled up by using additional cards at magic circles, making them more powerful allies in battle. Finally, the page presents a selection of the game's major arcana cards, describing them as the cards that guide destiny. It shows examples like the Fool, the Empress, the Magician, and others, explaining the unique effects they have on the game state, depending on whether they are played in their upright or reversed position, influencing movement, battles, player hands, and even the board itself. This page dives into J.League Jikyu Striker for the Sega Saturn, highlighting its comprehensive take on soccer. The game emphasizes fluid action with basic moves like shots and passes, augmented by an action button for executing flashy super techniques, such as feints and diving headers. It even showcases specific player skills, like Imabari's powerful heel lift. Beyond the pitch, the game offers robust features, including handicap options for up to 4 players to balance skills in competitive matches. Tactical depth is key, with detailed player ability settings, position-specific instructions, and various formations to manage player conditions and counter opponents. Customization is also a major draw. Players can create original teams, manage transfers, set numbers, and define strategies. Complementing this is a training mode, covering 6 different drills, like dribbling, passing, and shooting, allowing players to hone individual skills and improve their team's performance. The game promises varied action and deep strategic elements, condensing the popular Jikyu Soccer series experience onto the Saturn. This page presents a special report on Baroque, the unique 3D dungeon RPG for the Sega Saturn. It introduces the premise. A protagonist with amnesia, burdened only by a sense of sin, journeys into the mysterious nerve tower within a twisted world to bring healing. The focus here is on some of the grotesque creatures you'll encounter within the tower. 3 new enemies are revealed. Ol Hagalus, which attacks with focused electrical discharges. The Magician, appearing as a shuffling card that can split and slash. And Festum, a floating being that hurls shards of ice. The page shows detailed images of these monsters, along with in-game screenshots demonstrating their appearances and attack patterns. Beyond the creatures, the report briefly touches on the game's environments, highlighting that the tower's dungeons are constructed using polygons with lighting effects to create a realistic atmosphere. It also reveals that items exist in the game, showcasing CG renders of items like a purification tool and other objects whose purpose is yet unknown, adding to the game's mystery. This page presents a special report on Grandia, highlighting the imminent adventure and revealing key system improvements based on player feedback from the demo. The report delves into the initial stages of the journey, detailing the scenario flow starting from the significant Salt Ruins location. A prominent section focuses on the mysterious Salt Ruins themselves, an ancient site near Palma. It describes protagonist Justin's exploration out of curiosity, and a strange phenomenon. The spirit stone he carries, begins to glow. This event leads to a pivotal moment, including an encounter with the enigmatic Colonel Mullen, marking their first meeting. Screenshots illustrate these key moments within the ruins, showcasing the exploration and a strange, glowing chamber. The report also emphasizes system enhancements made since the demo version. Notable changes include enemies now appearing in parties on the field, making combat encounters more strategic compared to the previous one-on-one interactions. Furthermore, the camera view has been improved, offering a wider perspective for better exploration in dungeons. Finally, the battle victory screen has been streamlined for a faster, more fluid experience. These changes clearly reflect the developers listening to player feedback to refine the gameplay. The page features vibrant character art alongside these detailed game updates. The next page continues the special report on Grandia, charting the progression of Justin's adventure beyond the initial discoveries. It details the crucial step of leaving his hometown of Palma and heading to the port to catch a ferry to the new continent, Alencia. The page highlights a trial set by the veteran adventurer Gantz that Justin must pass to earn passage, including a challenging boss battle. The journey itself is depicted with artwork of the ferry, leading to a pivotal encounter where Justin meets the famous adventurer Fina aboard the ship. Their voyage is interrupted by the sudden appearance of a mysterious ghost ship emerging from the fog, which they investigate together. Finally, the page covers their arrival on the new continent in the bustling town of New Palma. Here, the narrative takes an unexpected turn as Fina's supposed engagement comes into play, drawing Justin into further events. The Adventurers' Society is also noted as being located here. A helpful section breaks down the game's radar system, showing how it functions differently in towns, street/character radar, to help locate people and items, and in dungeons, dungeon radar, as a critical tool for navigation and finding hidden paths or items. The page is visually anchored by dynamic character art of both Justin and Fina, illustrating their roles in this expanding adventure. This page presents a special feature on the detective adventure game, Detective Saburo Jinguji, At the End of a Dream. It highlights that the character designs are based on the distinctive artwork of Katsuya Terada, which has been faithfully brought into the game. The article also includes insights from the series producer, discussing the history and enduring popularity of the Jinguji series, noting it has been sustained by fan support. A major theme explored in this installment is the complex intertwining of characters' pasts. Key characters are introduced, including the titular detective Saburo Jinguji, his assistant Yoko Misono, and Inspector Kumano, plus a mysterious new character hinted at by a silhouette. The game evolves the series systems, introducing the zapping system, which allows players to switch between different characters to experience events from multiple perspectives, adding depth to the investigation. The reasoning system challenges players to solve mysteries by piecing together clues found during the case. The page also mentions the establishment of the Misono Yoko Detective Agency, and even promoted a website for fan-submitted short stories. Overall, the article positions this title as a significant entry that builds on the series' foundations, with enhanced visuals, narrative depth, and gameplay mechanics. This page features a deep dive into Koei's historical simulation game, Bandit Kings of Ancient China, known as Suikoden. Tendu Hayaku Hachisei in Japan. This Sega Saturn version is highlighted as a powered-up port of the highly praised PC original, featuring a significant increase in events and system enhancements. The game focuses on managing the heroes and territories from the water margin story. A key feature is the blend of domestic affairs and battles, which uniquely take place on the same screen map. Domestic management includes real-time elements like recruiting labor and building various facilities such as farms and markets, crucial for increasing income. Success also depends on assigning the right characters to the right jobs, utilizing their individual skills and characteristics, which are faithfully portrayed from the original novel. Combat is turn-based, often centering around the strategic capture or defense of fortresses. The battlefield is depicted on the same map used for domestic affairs. The game world is dynamic, featuring random sudden events that showcase the unique personalities of the characters, including martial arts tournaments and unexpected interactions. The battlefield can also be affected by man-made and natural disasters, adding layers of challenge. The page emphasizes the increased depth and playability brought by these additions and refinements to the Saturn version. This page announces the arrival of Falcom Classics on the Sega Saturn, bringing 3 legendary RPG titles from Falcom's esteemed library to the console. This compilation features enhanced versions of the seminal action RPG YS, the influential action platformer Xanadu, and the series-defining Dragon Slayer. The collection boasts fully renewed graphics and background music for all 3 titles, allowing players to experience these classics with a modern presentation. Crucially, it also includes the option to play each game in its original classic mode, offering a total of 6 different ways to enjoy the compilation. The page showcases screenshots from each game alongside vibrant character illustrations, notably featuring characters reminiscent of YSI and 2. This release offers both newcomers and longtime fans a chance to revisit these foundational Japanese RPGs on the Saturn, with significant enhancements and bonus items available through pre-orders and special campaigns. This page features 2 distinct Atlas RPGs for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we see Ronde Rondu Rinbukyoku, presented with a striking visual of a hand reaching towards a vintage vinyl record, suggesting a theme connected to music or perhaps cycles of reincarnation, which is hinted at in the Japanese text describing the SRPG genre title. Screenshots show dungeon exploration and battles typical of the genre. The right side is dedicated to Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, a fan-favorite entry in the Mega 10 series. The artwork features the main characters in a cyberpunk setting alongside futuristic gear, like a wrist-mounted computer and a modified handgun, iconic elements of the game's world. The page highlights the game's release date, November 13, 1997, and mentions its RPG genre and 6,800 yen price. It notes the continuation of core Devil Summoner systems like Demon Negotiation and Fusion, while also introducing the new GUMP install system for game progression and the Vision Quest system, allowing players to delve into others' consciousness. Character art dominates the lower half, showcasing the game's distinct character designs. The next page features 2 items. On the left, we have Magic School Lunar, a Sega Saturn exclusive role-playing game and a spin-off of the beloved Lunar series. The artwork showcases a cast of vibrant characters in an anime style, hinting at the game's lighthearted setting within a magic academy in the lunar world. It promises an adventure story focused on building relationships. A first print bonus is mentioned, featuring a trading card. The right side promotes the Digital Circus event, a large-scale entertainment show hosted by Sega, featuring iconic characters like Sonic, the Hedgehog, and a baseball-playing monkey. The event brought together the excitement of Sega Saturn. Attendees could experience new software demos, including titles like Daytona USACCE, Sonic R, Grandia, Shining Force 2 Eyes, and many others, set up on Saturn consoles. The event toured multiple major cities across Japan and offered exciting prizes like a Grandia-themed car and a spoon watch. This page features 2 distinct games for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we see an advertisement for Text World Rudo, Arcana Senki, a board and card game simulation. The artwork is quite striking, featuring a dark, imposing figure alongside various detailed tarot cards, hinting at the game's theme. It's presented as a complex simulation game based on the world of the great creation myths, using the power of the tarot. The release date is noted as December 18th. The right side promotes Chaos Seed, Feng Shui Chronicle, a dungeon breeding simulation game. This title sports a much brighter, anime-inspired aesthetic, showcasing cheerful characters, including a girl, a boy, a cat, and a small green creature. It emphasizes that it's coming soon and highlights special features like a limited first print premium CD bonus. It also mentions the inclusion of illustrations by renowned artists and participation by popular voice actors, promising plenty of enjoyable content. Both titles appear to be Sega Saturn exclusives from this era. This page showcases Legend of the Galactic Heroes Plus, a tactical simulation game exclusive to the Sega Saturn. Released on October 23, 1997, this enhanced version of the acclaimed space opera title promises a power-up, incorporating significant polygon CG for hyper-realistic battle and event scenes. The game also features a large cast of 36 popular voice actors to bring the story to life. Screenshots on the left display detailed views of spaceship combat, strategic command interfaces with character portraits, and a broader strategic map. The right side of the page features iconic characters from the series, such as Reinhard von Lohengram and Yang Wenli, posed heroically against a cosmic backdrop, accompanied by the poignant tagline, "Oh Dream of the Galaxy, once again." This title clearly aims to immerse players in the grand strategic conflicts of the epic space saga. This page features a split layout showcasing 2 distinct titles on the Sega Saturn. On the left is Gunblaze, described as a love-romance RPG-ish. The artwork features a striking anime character with a gun, hinting at action intertwined with relationship elements. Screenshots display various facets of the game, including character portraits, strategic top-down battle views, and exploration sequences. Set for release in December 97 with a standard price of 6,800 yen. The page also highlights a first print bonus of an original clear file and a chance to win signed artboards from the voice cast, suggesting a strong emphasis on character and story. The right side introduces Can Bunny Extra, a title associated with the dating simulation genre and carrying the explicit 18+ rating emblem. It prominently features multiple anime female characters. The text indicates this version revisits characters Tamaki and Hinao from Premiere 2 and includes an original scenario for the Saturn release, implying it builds upon previous installments. It is currently on sale for 6,800 yen and promotes a lottery to win an original poster by submitting a questionnaire by December 31, 1997. Both titles are published by Kid Corporation, though Gunblaze was developed by Active. This page is packed with news and event information for Sega Saturn fans. The main highlight is the Digital 97 Circus event, traveling across Japan in November. It's a free event where players can get hands-on with the latest Saturn games. Locations and schedules are mapped out, showing stops in Hiroshima, Osaka, Nagoya, Sapporo, and Tokyo. They're even running a massive prize campaign with awesome giveaways like a real car, digital cameras, and loads of Saturn games and merchandise. Screenshots show gameplay from titles like Sonic SAR and Sega Touring Car Championship, teasing the 44 different software titles available to play. The page also covers other Sega news. The News Dynamite section provides general updates. There's a report on the October Saturn Festa, a radio recording event featuring game personalities. Finally, Sega's theme parks, Joyopolis, are gearing up for Christmas with special events from November through December, including concerts, prize giveaways, and even a unique virtual wedding event for couples. This page is essential reading for anyone looking to dive into the Saturn community and catch these exciting events. This page is a reader reply postcard from Saturn Fan Magazine, issue number 21, designed for interactive fan submissions. It serves as a multi-purpose form, allowing readers to apply for prizes featured in the magazine, submit their high scores for various Saturn games, and provide feedback or comments. Key sections include space for personal details like address, name, and phone number, along with demographic information such as age, school grade, and sex, likely used for reader surveys and prize distribution. There's a dedicated area to indicate the purpose of the submission, whether it's related to game scores, a specific magazine section like the Cornhead Club, or general feedback. The postcard features a section for submitting game achievements, listing titles like Jigvector, Tactical Fighter, All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua, Lost World, Jurassic Park, Pastel Muse, Legend of the Galactic Heroes Plus, and Steep Slope Sliders. Readers could likely rank these games or submit scores here. Another prominent part is the prize application section, where readers could rank items they wish to receive from the magazine's monthly giveaway, tying into the event and contest information seen on the previous page. This postcard is a vital tool for the magazine to engage with its readership and gather data on their interests and gaming prowess. This page is packed with news and features, kicking off with a look at a newsletter from Warupu and an interesting mail-order Christmas cake promotion, offering special ornaments and even a plush toy. We also see coverage of a concept tournament where magazine staff battled it out, highlighting the game's strategic depth. In the Game World Pickups, there's an official guidebook for Sakura Taisen, a live album CAD from the Sentimental Graffiti Summer Concert, and the original soundtrack for Super Robot Wars F, featuring arrangement tracks. For collectors, garage kits featuring characters from Photogenics are announced, and there are plenty of chances to win. The magazine is giving away PHS phones customized with popular Sega Saturn character art from Sonic, Sakura Taisen, and Slayers, which you can apply for using the reader postcard from the previous page. There's also another prize draw for items like a telephone card, a Super Real Mahjong calendar for the upcoming year, and a Kamen Rider figure, all requiring application via postcard as well. The page concludes by listing winners from a past prize giveaway event. This page is primarily a reader survey combined with a prize giveaway. Readers are invited to fill out a postcard to enter a drawing for gifts and provide feedback on various aspects of the magazine and their gaming habits. The survey asks questions covering demographics, other magazines read, referencing a list of magazine names, consoles owned, referencing a list of hardware names including Saturn, PlayStation, N64, PC, etc., and their opinions on articles and upcoming games from lists provided on the page. A major feature is the list of upcoming Sega Saturn games scheduled for release after October 30th, 1997, presented in Table 4. This list details a wide variety of titles on the horizon for the console. The page also highlights the specific prizes being offered in this issue's giveaway, including popular titles like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Sonic R, Atelier Marie, The Alchemist of Solberg, Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, and Wizard's Harmony 2, along with page numbers where these games are featured in the magazine. Detailed instructions are provided on how to correctly fill out the postcard for the giveaway, emphasizing the format needed for computer processing, and even including examples of correct and incorrect ways to write numbers. The criteria used for game reviews in the survey, such as character movement, sound, and originality, are also explained. This page presents a comprehensive list of Sega Saturn software titles that were already released up to October 23, 1997, organized by genre including fighting action, RPG, shooting, sports, race, and others. The next page features the magazine's Community Corner, Conehead Club, where fans share thoughts, illustrations, and experiences. The main text opens with a seasonal greeting about winter's approach. The Kids' Little Corner section includes various anecdotes from readers. Topics range from gaming experiences, like playing Super Robot Wars FIS and anticipating Panzer Dragoon Saga, to daily life and travel memories. One contributor shares their positive experience with Let's Make a J.League Pro Soccer Team 2 and the excitement of attending soccer matches. A Illust gallery showcases fan art related to Sega Saturn games. Featured illustrations depict characters from titles such as Chaos Seed, Soul Hackers, Baroque, Zero Divide, and characters strongly resembling those from Panzer Dragoon Saga, identified as Maria. Other illustrations include soccer players from Let's Make a J.League Pro Soccer Team 2. Additional sections like Let's Go and Now Entering feature more fan-submitted content, including small comics and illustrations from various contributors across Japan, adding to the community feel of the page. This page dives into the community heart of the magazine, featuring the Conehead Club Fan Corner, where supporters share their passion. It's packed with fan art and comments dedicated to popular Sega Saturn titles. Sections are organized around specific games or themes. The Imperial Assault Force and 88 Academy Classmates sections are full of charming illustrations and thoughts on characters from Sakura Wars, like Iris and Sakura, highlighting their appeal. Fans of Dragon Force express their dedication in the Dragon Force Friends Association, showcasing artwork of characters such as Graze and Wayne and discussing memorable in-game events. The EVA Human Instrumentality Committee section focuses on Neon Genesis Evangelion, featuring fan art of Rei and Shinji and reflecting on the movie. The Grandia Warrior Force gathers illustrations of Grandia characters like Elisa and Fina, alongside anticipation for the game's development status. In My Favorite Game, fans champion their top picks, with one contributor particularly praising Bulk Slash for its scale and freedom of movement, and even Burst Error also gets a nod. The Voice of Transplant Hope section reveals community desires for ports of games like Street Fighter 2 Eyes and potentially Hyper Olympics onto the Saturn. Finally, Kids Hope directly addresses the technical challenge and fan anticipation surrounding a potential port of Virtua Fighter 3 to the system, showing the community is keenly aware of the hardware's capabilities and limitations. This page features a community section and a detailed strategy guide for the game Super Robot Tyson F. The left side includes reader contributions in the Cone Kids Network board and Satafan Reader Mail Q&A sections, covering fan feedback on various topics and game-related questions. The Sega Am Freaks section showcases fan art dedicated to Sega's arcade and console titles, including illustrations related to Top Skater and Panzer Dragoon RPG. There's also a small section outlining submission rules for reader content. The main focus is a comprehensive strategy guide for Super Robot Tyson Fru, the third part of the series in the magazine. It promises a thorough walkthrough covering scenarios up to number 39. Including the initial front and back scenarios designed for beginners. The guide also teases story information up to scenario 45, aiming to deepen the player's experience. It delves into the mid-game scenarios, detailing when and how new powerful units and characters join your forces. Screenshots display tactical map gameplay and dynamic battle animations featuring various mechs. A scenario flowchart visually maps out the progression covered in this installment, from Scenario 34 through 45, providing a clear path for players to follow. This page continues the Super Robot Taisen First Strategy Guide, focusing on the two-part Jaburo invasion scenarios, numbers 34 and 35. Scenario 34, the first part, discusses the importance of carefully selecting your units for this two-part mission, as those deployed here affect the next scenario. The guide outlines the initial enemy forces and reinforcements, including Orgus units and the Shenlong Gundam, Nataku. Strategy tips cover approaching the base and targeting specific units, emphasizing how defeating key enemies like the Orgus leader yields valuable upgrade parts like the Minovsky craft. Scenario 35 delves into the second part of the invasion, highlighting Legaios as the primary objective. It details strategies for managing the EVA Unit 03 and using it effectively, especially in the initial stages. The guide explains how to approach and defeat Realgios, noting that swift action is key. It also covers tactics for dealing with later reinforcements, including utilizing units with wall-piercing attacks. The importance of maintaining unit morale and positioning is stressed throughout the guide for success in these challenging scenarios. This page provides a detailed strategy guide for two key scenarios in Super Robot Taisen F. Scenario 36, Awaken Super Beast Machine God, part of the Real Robot Path, and Scenario 37, Combine Super Beast Machine God Dankuga, on the Super Robot Path. Both scenarios share the critical objective of protecting 3 Medea transport planes. The guide outlines the initial enemy forces, which include various mobile suits and units like Ga and Hanburabi, and details significant reinforcements arriving later, such as the Rondoberu team as allies and Fenidzu and Drazen units as enemies. Key strategies involve using your lead unit, Dankuga in Scenario 37, to draw enemy attention away from the vulnerable Medeas. Position your forces strategically on the map, particularly around the rendezvous point for allied reinforcements and areas where enemies appear. The crucial point highlighted is the benefit of successfully protecting the Medea planes. Saving them rewards players with valuable items and funds upon scenario completion, with the specific rewards depending on which Medeas survive. The guide also stresses the importance of preventing enemy units from getting too close to the Medeas, especially later reinforcements, which pose a significant threat. This page dives into two crucial scenarios in Super Robot Wars Phi, focusing on character moments leading up to the Rondonbell team's return. Scenario 38, Maya's Decision, places Combattler V at the center of a battle against Mia and her forces. It's highlighted as a difficulty spike with significant events. The strategy suggests conserving energy early, waiting for the Rondonbell team to arrive as reinforcements before pushing the attack. Screenshots show Combattler V in combat, and a dialogue scene with Mia, hinting at the story elements. Scenario 39, The Tragedy of Great General Garuda, is presented as a story-heavy interlude focusing on Garuda and Oriana, directly preceding the Rondonbell team's full rejoining. Combattler versus starts uncombined, and the initial step advises waiting until combination is possible. The core event is Garuda challenging Oriana, a pivotal character battle. The strategy involves letting Garuda and Oriana fight, intervening only when necessary, particularly to help Garuda once his HP is low, ensuring he survives to obtain a valuable upgrade part. Screenshots depict the map layout and intense combat between Garuda and Oriana. Both scenarios emphasize strategic timing and character-specific events. The next page kicks off a series of exciting scenarios in Super Robot Wars Front, marking a significant point in the game's story as the Rondonbell team returns to Earth. It starts by introducing the legendary Master Asia in Scenario 40. His name is Master Asia, available in both real and Super Robot routes, followed by Scenario 41. Master Asia appears for the Super Robot team, both featuring dramatic moments and the menacing Devil Gundams. Scenario 42, DC's Conspiracy, shifts focus to Rain Mikamura piloting the Shining Gundam, involving Doman, and introducing the mysterious Schwarb Blue Darter and his Shadow Gundam. The common route continues with the Rondonbell team's return to Adelaide in Scenario 43, Adelaide Recapture Part 1, featuring Marvel Frozen and new enemy mechs, leading into Scenario 44, Adelaide Recapture Part 2, where Zex Marquis, Noin and Quattro join, and Hiro Yui makes an appearance with the Wing Gundam, facing off against Zex Epion. The page concludes with Scenario 45, Operation Reconquista, a massive counteroffensive against the Titans and guest forces, featuring battles against Drake and requiring the protection of the Nadesico and its crew. The page showcases the escalating conflict and the joining of many fan-favorite characters to the team. This page features a variety of fan-focused content centered around Super Robot Wars F. There's a status update on the mental power quiz related to the game, showing results are currently being tallied, with a small character status box visible. The non-stop high-tension corner builds hype for the release of the completion chapter of SRWF, with staff and fan commentary looking forward to the next part of the game. The hobby's top recommendation illustration section showcases fan artwork, featuring impressive pieces of classic mecha like Mazinger Z and Aura Battler Dunbine, as well as characters from Super Robot Wars. The Super Robot Memorial File Volume 11 focuses on the RX-78 NT-1 Gundam Alex from Mobile Suit Gundam 0080. War in the Pocket, detailing its role and significance in the OVA series, highlighting the story's focus on the human element of war through young characters like Bernie and Al. The page also includes various fan mail and art submissions from readers across different regions. This page presents a detailed strategy guide for the game Ronde, focusing heavily on demon recruitment and character development. It emphasizes that understanding conversation patterns with demons is crucial for building your party, detailing how dialogue outcomes can change depending on the stage and the type of demon you encounter. A table provides suggested responses for successful recruitment up to stage 7, though success isn't always guaranteed. The guide also highlights the importance of planning when raising your demon allies. It includes comprehensive tables detailing demon stats, resistances, skills, and arcana abilities for lower-level demons, explaining the grading system used for resistances and skill levels. This allows players to assess a demon's potential before investing time in them. Furthermore, the page points out a significant gameplay branch that occurs after completing Stage 5. Players can choose between 2 paths on the world map, which affects the items acquired and the difficulty level, with one route recommended for faster experience gain. Finally, a small tip reveals the location of a hidden treasure in the very first stage of the game. This page delves deep into the complex demon fusion system within Ronde, explaining how players can create more powerful allies. It details several types of fusion, starting with the basics of combining 2 demons to produce a new one whose stats and loyalty can change based on the combination. A specific type of 2-body fusion is highlighted, where combining demons of the same race can significantly boost their level and loyalty. The guide also covers the process of 3-body fusion, necessary for obtaining even mightier demons to enhance your party. Tables are presented that illustrate the potential outcomes when combining different demonic races, serving as a crucial reference for players planning their fusions. Beyond planned fusion, the page also describes mutation, a sudden accident that can occur during fusion, potentially resulting in unexpected demon transformations. Furthermore, the mechanics of sealing demons into weapons and armor are explained, outlining how specific items can be enhanced with demonic power. The page concludes with comprehensive lists of available weapons and defensive gear, detailing their stats, how to acquire them, and which demons, if any, are sealed within to grant additional effects. Commentary sections offer insights or tips related to the game's content. This page serves as a strategy guide for All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua, teaching players how to dominate the ring. It introduces the hidden character, Hiroshi has, explaining that he can be unlocked by defeating him in featuring mode, after which he becomes available in versus mode. The guide provides tips for succeeding in different modes. For 1P and featuring modes, the focus is on raising popularity through exciting matches and showcasing special moves. In versus mode, the key is securing a reliable win by wearing down the opponent's spirit and stamina, emphasizing submissions and counters. Specific gameplay advice includes using throws when an opponent is trying to hold you after a knockdown, and favoring submission holds over strikes as they inflict greater stamina damage. It also highlights specific moves like the giant swing and STF, explaining their effects and showing screenshots. The page also details how to perform timing-based combos starting from a hold, illustrating this with the front suplex. Finally, it reveals some secret techniques, such as sending cheers or support during matches, and a method to make the reversal mark consistently appear in featuring mode, offering additional tactical advantages. This All Japan Pro Wrestling guide details specific strategies and signature moves for various wrestlers, building on previous tactical information. Each wrestler's strengths are highlighted. Misawa drains stamina, Taue wears down spirit, Kobashi is a strong all-rounder, and Akiyama uses a cobra twist. Kawada focuses on strikes and throws, Baba on timed inputs, Hansen on high damage throws, and Williams on strong throws. Albright excels with German and full Nelson suplexes. Ace focuses on head and neck damage, Jarrett on basic attacks and submissions, and Hawkfield on powerful combos. Screenshots illustrate each wrestler's moves and their effects, providing visual aids for mastering their unique styles. This page dives into the strategic world of Culdicept, a unique board game hybrid where luck and tactics intertwine. The goal is clear: dominate land, increase its value, and amass magic to reach the target total and win. The article highlights key mechanics like land chaining, where owning multiple adjacent properties of the same element significantly boosts their value. It also touches on the importance of leveling up your land to increase tolls for opponents landing there, which is crucial for building your total magic. The page discusses battle strategies, emphasizing the use of creatures and the terrain effects that can give defenders an advantage. It shows examples of creature cards and their stats, like the Bandit and the Cerberus. The article stresses that while dice rolls involve luck, mastering land acquisition, strategic leveling, smart creature deployment, and knowing when to fight or retreat are essential for success. Map strategy is also mentioned, explaining how different layouts can favor certain approaches. It's presented as a game where understanding the system and combining different elements is the key to victory. This page is all about dominating the slopes in steep slope sliders by mastering its fundamental techniques and hitting high scores. The guide breaks down the skills you'll need, starting with essential speed and boarding control. It highlights two critical areas: time and air tricks. For turns, it explains both carving, which focuses on precise edge control for smooth arcs, and drift turns, using the tail to slide and adjust quickly, crucial for navigating tight spots and shaving off time. When it comes to air tricks, the core components are grab, flip, and spin. Mastering these individually is the first step, but the real points come from combining them. The guide stresses that the angle you approach a jump ramp at is vital for successful execution and landing, directly impacting your ability to score big. The page also features a walkthrough of the Extreme USA course, detailing key points from start to finish, where you should deploy these techniques to maximize your score and efficiently navigate the challenging terrain. From early rocky sections and jumps to complex obstacles like the trailer jump and the final stretch to the goal, it's clear that combining speed, control, and flashy tricks is the path to becoming a top slider. This page opens with striking artwork featuring characters from the Samurai Showdown series, including Haomaru, setting a classic fighting game mood. The primary focus is a reader feedback corner, where voices from postcard submissions are shared. Readers offer a variety of comments on different games and aspects of the Sega Saturn scene, giving insight into the community's perspectives at the time. A key feature is the ranking of articles from previous magazine issues, voted on by readers as either interesting or boring. Unsurprisingly, the extensive strategy guide for Super Robot Wars F is highlighted as a top-ranking, interesting article, underscoring its appeal. This section provides a direct look at what content resonated most with the readership. There's also a mention of a contest inviting readers to predict future ranking results. The bottom of the page includes information about the Sega Saturn release of Samurai Showdown, Edge of Destiny, noting its compatibility with the expansion RAM cartridge. This page serves as a lively community hub, showcasing reader opinions and popular magazine content. This page dives into the heart of the Sega Saturn market and community, presenting rankings based on both hard sales data and reader input. The main focus is the Ranking Street feature, which analyzes current trends and future desires. Headlining the sales charts is none other than Dead or Alive, a fighting game powerhouse that took the top spot in consecutive weeks, showing strong initial sales figures and overall momentum. Other notable entries in the sales ranking include mainstays like Super Robot Wars F, Street Fighter Collection, and Samurai Showdown. Moving to reader popularity, the ranking highlights anticipated and recently released titles. Sakura Wars 2 and Grandia feature prominently, alongside arcade ports like The King of Fighters 97 and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. There's also a nod to classic collections like Falcom Classics and the upcoming Resident Evil 2. Finally, a fascinating section reveals the games readers most desire to see ported to the Saturn. This desired port ranking shows a strong interest in adventure games like To Heart and Neon Genesis Evangelion, Girlfriend of Steel, as well as fighting game ports like Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Darkstalkers 3. The page also includes a small segment featuring comments from developers, specifically addressing requests for ports of the beloved Mystery Dungeon series and Falcom Classics. This page continues the deep dive into the Sega Saturn scene with the latest Ranking Street results. As anticipated, Super Robot Wars Fly dominates the rankings, securing the top spot. The page features the detailed reader ranking table, highlighting not just the overall position but also category scores for graphics, sound, controls, strategy, and story. Other strong performers include Silhouette Mirage and titles like Donpachi. The main focus shifts to detailed reader feedback and criticism. Various players share their thoughts on the top games, offering praise for Super Robot Wars F's extensive robot roster and strategic depth, though some comments touch on minor technical points or specific gameplay mechanics. Dedicated sections provide contrasting perspectives on Super Robot Wars F, presenting both positive sweet whispers and more critical harsh truths. The page concludes with a segment offering a direct response from the manufacturer, addressing reader feedback and discussing the development approach. The next page continues the Ranking Street feature, showcasing reader rankings and feedback for more Sega Saturn titles. Silhouette Mirage takes the number 2 spot, with 89% approval, praised for its unique system, charming characters, and vibrant visuals, though some found the difficulty frustrating. The number 3 position goes to Neon Genesis Evangelion Digital Card Library, 86% approval, highlighted for its faithful adaptation of the anime and enjoyable minigames, despite some wishing for more content beyond the card collection. Ranking at number 4 is Desire, 66% approval, noted for its strong scenario and character interactions in this visual novel, though some felt the story progression could be slow, or the ending anticlimactic compared to other titles in the EVE series, which is frequently referenced. The developer for Silhouette Mirage provides comments, expressing gratitude for the feedback and detailing adjustments made based on player input. General reader comments reiterate points about gameplay, story, and presentation across these ranked games. This Sega Saturn game ranking continues, highlighting reader-voted favorites. Zilal, number 5, received praise for its tactical combat, but some found the difficulty and story weak. Digital Pinball, number 6, got positive feedback for its updated physics, though some felt the changes were minor. Momotaro Dochuki, #7, scored well for its Edo period setting and gameplay, but suffered from slow loading and frustrating minigames. Street Fighter Collection, number 8, received mixed reviews, with some praising the multi-game package, but others criticizing technical issues and port quality. Dodonpachi, number 9, earned high praise for its intense action and arcade feel, though its difficulty was a concern for beginners. Finally, Roommate, number 10, got approval for its visuals but faced criticism regarding outdated graphics and a subpar story. This article continues a game ranking, detailing reader feedback on titles 11 to 18. Boken received praise for atmosphere and music, but some noted scrolling and stage issues. Pro Yaku was lauded for its atmosphere and system, similar to other popular baseball games. Graduation Sis was praised for its long-term play and unique characters. Mobile Suit Z Gundam Part 2 improved on the first, with better cutscenes, though some felt the gameplay was shallow. My Dream's character raising and interactions were engaging, but the initial information overload was a concern. Soviet Strike was praised for its helicopter controls and missions, though graphics were sometimes unclear. Pachislot Kanzen was likened for its realism, but input and analysis methods were criticized. Finally, in the shadow of the Revolution's card, battles were enjoyed, but some felt the system could become repetitive. This page continues the reader rankings, covering games ranked 19 through 22, including Miniskirt Police, Gun Frontier/Arcade Gears, MechWarrior 2, and Assault Rix. Reader feedback presents both sweet praise and spicy criticism for each title, alongside comments from the developers. The main feature highlights Chaos Seed, showcasing various screenshots of dialogue sequences with character portraits reflecting different emotions, indicating a focus on expressive character interactions. The article also introduces 3 key brave characters from the game and provides a report on the voice recording sessions. Finally, the page solicits reader feedback for future game reviews on several upcoming titles, such as Tactical Fighter and Lost World, Jurassic Park. The next page features the final installment of the Chaos Seed manga titled With Love from the Immortal Land. This episode brings the story to a close, prominently featuring the game's main characters, Alex, the immortal hero, his daughter Shasta, and the veteran knight Keebles, alongside the protagonist, the Cave Immortal. The manga follows a lighthearted, action-packed narrative as the trio arrives, questioning the protagonist's identity. It quickly escalates into a confrontation involving a master and a demon aura. The protagonist unleashes powerful, immortal techniques, including the Emperor's Array, Extreme Furnace, to overcome the threat. The story concludes with the characters escaping and celebrating their success, injecting remaining energy, which in the game relates to managing resources to prevent disasters. There's a humorous meta panel showing the master and protagonist having flown to a strange location, along with commentary mentioning the game's release being delayed twice. The final panel shows the game title and its release date, wrapping up both the manga and the in-universe adventure. It's a fun send-off to the series, blending game mechanics with a comedic narrative. The next page dives into the world of the Kindaichi case files, specifically the game Kindaichi Shonen no Jikenbo, Hoshimijima Kanashimi no Fukushuki. The main focus is on how the story unfolds, from two different player perspectives, those of Naoki Kashiwagi and Takuya Asaoka. The article explains that while the overall case is the same, playing as each character offers unique insights and actions, leading to potentially different outcomes. Character art for Naoki and Takuya is featured, alongside other key figures like Yuka Tachibana and a mysterious phantom. Screenshots show various scenes, including dialogue sequences and locations like a meeting and a ship deck. A significant reveal is the existence of a second scenario centering on Naoki Kashiwagi's perspective. There's also a mention of the opening movie featuring familiar characters like Hajime Kindaichi and Inspector Akechi. The page includes a large graphic for the game title and a continue reports section, providing game details like genre, adventure, release date, January 15, 1998, and platform. This looks like a promising adventure game, with replayability built into its unique dual-perspective system. The next page presents a comprehensive character relationship chart for the Kindaichi case files, The Sorrows of Hoshimijima. The diagram details the connections between the many individuals involved in the mystery, including the dual protagonists players control. Naoki Kashiwagi, Player 1, and Takuya Asaoka, Player 2. The chart is organized by key groups like Tatsumi Production, the wealthy Tachibana family, individuals seeking buried treasure, and Kindaichi's investigation team. Arrows and labels indicate relationships, such as family ties, professional connections like manager and talent or colleagues, lovers, rivals, and those with a shared past or objective. Notable connections include Naoki's history with the scandal and his fiancée Yuka Tachibana, Takuya's connection to the Tachibana family through his engagement to Yuka and his father's professional relationship, and the various individuals arriving on Hoshimijima for an event or with hidden motives. Below the chart, sections dedicated to Naoki and Takuya's viewpoints summarize their perspectives on the events leading up to the tragedy, particularly focusing on the scandal, Yuka's death, and their shared motivation for revenge. Screenshots illustrate key moments from these perspectives. The page clearly shows how playing as each character provides a unique lens through which to experience the unfolding mystery. Hajime Kindaichi, Miyuki Nanase, Inspector Ken Mochi, and journalist Ituki Yoshitaka are also featured as central figures investigating the complex case. This page features a detailed look at Solo Crisis, a simulation strategy game where the player takes on the role of God. The core gameplay revolves around leading your people against invading demons from the underworld. You must manage your population by building houses and increasing their faith, which in turn grants you the power to unleash divine miracles. These miracles are incredibly powerful, capable of both destroying enemies and altering the very landscape, raising mountains, or creating water. The game also includes a unique mechanic where you must decipher the language of the demons to understand their plans and gain a strategic advantage. You control your loyal units, known as shimobe, comprising warriors, monks, and builders, to fight the demons and explore the world, including portals leading to the dark underworld. The page highlights the strategic depth offered by manipulating the environment and utilizing your faith-fueled powers to protect your people and defeat the demonic forces. Character art showcases the distinct appearance of the shimobe and the terrifying demons you'll face. The Sega Saturn port of Real Bout Fatal Fury Special boasts a significant exclusive. Geese Howard is playable from the start, unlike the original arcade and Neo Geo versions. This page praises this feature, detailing Geese's lore, fighting style, strong reach, powerful specials, and signature moves, Raging Storm, Double Repuken, as seen in screenshots against various opponents. Beyond Geese, the page covers other game modes like Versus Calm, versus Practice, and a Saturn-exclusive Original mode. Practice mode allows unlimited health and gauge for training, and the character select screen immediately features Geese. Finally, a brief look at Geese's relationship with Krauser is included. This page dives into Arcana Strikes, a tactical card battle game developed by Takara and Red Company. The core objective is to explore dungeons, defeat powerful boss monsters who are controlled by Arcana cards, and claim those cards for yourself to progress and bring peace to the world. The page showcases several of the menacing boss monsters you'll encounter, including a multi-headed Hydra, a skeletal Wyvern, Odin, and others like the powerful Devil. Each monster possesses unique attributes tied to the Arcana cards they wield, requiring varied strategies to overcome. A significant portion of the page is dedicated to revealing 13 of the 22 Arcana cards present in the game world. These beautifully illustrated cards have diverse effects. For example, the Wheel of Fortune allows escape from battle, the Empress aids allies, Mirror reflects damage, and Death can defeat an enemy instantly. Other cards like Devil, Great River, and Mountain Giant are also shown with brief descriptions of their powers. Finally, a story section is included, detailing a young boy who receives an old tarot card from an elderly person, leading him into the mysterious world of the Arcana. The artwork and descriptions highlight the mystical nature of the cards and the game's narrative. This page introduces Wangan Trial Love, a unique blend of dating simulation and racing game. It highlights how players can pursue relationships with girls alongside high-speed street racing. The dating portion involves calling girls, arranging dates at various locations, and interacting with them. Player choices during dates affect the girls' moods, shown through changing expressions like laughter or anger, influencing their affection level. Featured here are 3 potential romantic interests: Yukari Akikawa, Yuko Orihara, and Eri Ishikura, with examples of their reactions during dates. The racing aspect is substantial, covering everything from highway battles to kart racing. Players enter races, earn points to progress, and can participate in larger tournaments. There's even a focus on vehicle tuning. The game allows players to engage in both the dating and racing scenarios, or focus entirely on pursuing the racing career. Screenshots show the dating interface, different race types, and car customization options. This page dives into the 8th scenario of the critically acclaimed sound novel game Machi, titled The Lost Foreign Legion. This scenario focuses on Takashi Takamine, a man who returns to Shibuya after years in the French Foreign Legion, bringing the intensity of the battlefield with him. The page details his struggle with loneliness, his difficult reunion with his family, and the violent clashes he experiences in the seemingly peaceful streets of Shibuya. Unlike some of Machi's more comical scenarios, this one is highlighted as a serious, dark story, focusing on Takashi's troubled past and psychological state. Key characters introduced alongside Takashi are his father, mother, and sister, whose interactions play a crucial role. The page also showcases a new gameplay feature for this scenario, the Shiori bookmark system, allowing players to return to specific points in the narrative. Screenshots depict tense moments, character portraits, and scenes from Takashi's confrontations in Shibuya, giving a strong sense of the scenario's dramatic tone. A brief table summarizes the game's basic information, like genre, adventure, and release status. This page gives us a deep dive into the Sega Saturn romance simulation game, After School Love Club, Etude of Love. The big draw here is the inclusion of original animation and tons of screenshots from the game itself, showcasing its anime style. The article acts as a guide, explaining how to approach the game. Players are encouraged to use the love note to check out the girls they're interested in, learning about their personalities and hobbies. You can also check out their fashion choices, including winter and summer outfits, and even swimsuits. The game focuses on interacting with the 12 girls in the Love Club. The page introduces several key characters with their profiles and artwork, such as Sanae Orihara, Nanae Horikawa, Kazumi Shindo, and Hinako Kawai. It's presented as a straightforward romance sim, emphasizing the visual quality brought by the digital animation. The next page continues our look at After School Love Club, Etude of Love on the Sega Saturn. This section acts as a guide to progressing relationships. Step 2 focuses on getting an immediate date, or two-shot, with a girl you like. You learn to choose conversation topics and see how successful chats build affection. Screenshots show intimate moments during these immediate dates, and even glimpses into the girl's thoughts late at night. Step 3 explains how to use a date ticket to arrange a special weekend date. These dates are highlighted as unique opportunities for deeper connection, with special events and animations that help bring the couple closer. Finally, the page introduces more of the game's potential romantic interests. We are shown profiles and character artwork for 8 additional girls, expanding the pool of students you can interact with in the Love Club. These characters include Misaki Shina, Mutsumi Horikawa, Kaname Nitu, Noriko Yusa, Mizuho Yamashina, Misao Sonozaki, Ana Wakatsuki, and Ayumi Inaba, each offering a distinct personality and storyline within the game. The next page dives into The Throbbing Nightmare, an adventure game for the Sega Saturn that seems to be connected to the Tsuchipai universe. The core premise revolves around the protagonist's week-long effort to save girls in the town of Kuyoga, who are being attacked in their dreams by a mysterious entity called Lilim. The game features diverse graphics, from CAG rendering for exploring the detailed town map, which includes various locations like a church, the protagonist's apartment, schools, and shops, to close-up submaps for building interiors. Time progresses from day to night, adding another layer to the gameplay. Key elements highlighted are the numerous event scenes triggered by specific times and locations, featuring characters like Mayuri and Shiho in both everyday and dramatic situations. The game also includes dating mechanics, allowing players to build relationships on the first disc and enjoy special date events on the second. Character artwork showcases various personalities, including a uniform-collecting girl named Milky Pie and another in a striking bunny outfit, emphasizing the game's eclectic cast. The game is presented as offering engaging animations and a compelling scenario driven by investigating the Lilim attacks. This page dives into Graduation 2-1, Wedding Bell, the latest entry in the series, which introduces new elements focusing heavily on the school life aspect. Unlike previous entries, a key feature is a fresh educational concept where players give the 5 unique main characters assignments, influencing their development. The game is packed with school events, particularly highlighting the Dramatic Drama Festival, where players get to assign roles to the characters, promising lots of lively interactions. The page also introduces the 5 distinct heroines, with portraits showing their personalities and contrasting student and wife looks, emphasizing their dual roles. Additionally, the page features Graduation Album, a 10th anniversary memorial software title. This appears to be a comprehensive collection for fans, including a graphic viewer, movie player, voice clip gallery, sound player, and a special section called Jack in the Box, featuring content like a graduation versus marriage comparison. It seems to compile various assets and data from the Graduation series, focusing on the 5 girls from Graduation 2I. The visuals show various menu screens and examples of the content available in the album, such as character art and event CGS. It looks like a great package for fans to relive memories and see behind-the-scenes content. This page features a deep dive into Edo Renaissance, the town and people of Edo, a unique town development simulation game where you take on the role of developing the city during the Edo period. The report breaks down the game by highlighting various key districts and aspects of Edo life that players will interact with. You'll explore areas like Edo Castle, the political heart and economic hub, where you manage reports and deal with officials. Other districts include Shinkanda, known for peculiar inventions and interactions with unique individuals, Tsukiji, focusing on architectural technology, and Nihonbashi, the center of culture and trade. The game emphasizes listening to the opinions of the townspeople and making decisions based on their input, as shown by the different character portraits and dialogue boxes scattered throughout the page. The report also touches on specific locations like Shiba, where you manage food supplies, Sakura Damachi, the residential area, and Asakusa, the entertainment district prone to disasters like fires. The visuals showcase the game's top-down city view and character interactions, giving a clear sense of the simulation aspect. It seems like a charming and detailed simulation, focused on the intricate development of Edo and its vibrant community. This page features a detailed look at Zero Divide, the final conflict, the 3rd entry in the 3D fighting game series. Building on the PlayStation and Saturn predecessors, this new installment introduces a unique system that sets it apart from traditional 3D fighters. The report highlights the game's unpredictable battles, where characters utilize long-range attacks and missiles under the rules of offensive programs. Key features are discussed, including ring-out mechanics with a hang system allowing recovery, and an interesting armor system where losing outer parts makes characters lighter but changes how moves behave. The article notes the ability to record battles for analysis and details the abnormal mode, a power-up state that significantly boosts attack power and maneuverability. The reviewer seems impressed by these distinctive mechanics, suggesting they add depth and variety to the gameplay. Screenshots showcase the polygonal fighters in various combat scenarios, emphasizing the game's dynamic action. This page dives into Wizards Harmony 2, highlighting the player's crucial role in saving the Academy by recruiting new members. The mission requires gathering 6 individuals within a 5-day time limit, emphasizing the importance of persuasion. The game involves exploring the Academy grounds thoroughly, talking to potential recruits morning and afternoon, as dialogue choices are key to success. Screenshots show character interactions and the Academy map, which appears complex and full of locations to explore. A significant portion features an interview with Yoko Tepuzu, the voice actress for Lumina, a prominent Nekomimi character. She shares insights into voicing Lumina, describing her as cute and somewhat mysterious. Tepuzu mentions enjoying Lumina's unique lines and finding her easy to portray. She talks about memorable recording sessions, like shouting spells, and describes Lumina's cat-like traits and appearance, including her paws and tail, which add to her charm. The interview reinforces Lumina's endearing nature within the game. The report also touches on other recruitable characters and the unpredictable nature of who you might find, adding replayability to the recruitment process. This page showcases Lunar Magic School, an RPG set in the vibrant world of Lunar featuring a unique concept, a moving magic academy. The game focuses on the protagonist, Ellie, and her friends as they balance academic life, battling monsters, and learning powerful magic. A key feature highlighted is the innovative status recovery system, which deviates from the standard IN mechanic. Players can recover HP and MP by defending in battle, leveling up, or even just by walking on the world map, providing flexible ways to stay healthy during adventures outside the Academy walls. The core gameplay loop involves not only combat, but also dedicated study to learn new spells. You learn magic from teachers, and can even combine different spells for powerful effects. The page introduces the 5 main party members you'll journey with: Ellie, Lena, Saninia, Win, and Blade. Though seemingly diverse, their combined abilities form a well-balanced party, capable of tackling the challenges ahead. The Academy grounds and surrounding areas offer plenty of opportunities for exploration and adventure, promising a charming and exciting RPG experience. This page delves into the fascinating cast of characters you'll encounter at the Magic Academy in Lunar Magic School. It introduces various teachers and upperclassmen who play significant roles in your journey. You'll meet Still, the seemingly serious but kind young headmaster, Emma, the reliable school nurse and apprentice teacher, Iason, the self-proclaimed master of the magic sword, Telena, the magic instructor who's blunt despite her elegant appearance, and the eccentric pioneer of makeup magic, Dades. The page also profiles some of the upperclassmen, including the serious Brown, the graceful Elnora, and the slightly spoiled Layla. Accompanying the character introductions are screenshots showing in-game interactions, giving you a glimpse into their personalities, and the quests or conversations you'll have with them as you navigate life within the magical moving academy. It's clear these characters add depth and charm to the game's world. This page is all about the Sakura Wars Steam radio show software, taking a look at the content and highlighting the voice talent that brings the characters to life. The page explains the structure of the software, which comes on 2 discs, a game disc and a song disc. The game disc features a pamphlet-style interface, allowing access to mini-games like Pairing Couple, where the lip system influences character relationships based on your choices, along with various informational sections. The song disc lets you enjoy the Sakura Wars song show through digest videos and still images, including interviews with the performers, providing a look behind the scenes. A major focus is placed on comments from the voice actors for the main characters, including those for Sakura Shinguji, Maria Tachibana, Sumire Kanzaki, Iris, Kana Kirishima, Orihime Fujieda, and Lee Kuran. They share their experiences performing in the live song shows and recording for the Steam radio show software, offering fans a personal connection to their favorite characters and the production. There's also a campaign offering exclusive physical prizes, like a themed radio and a writing set for those who purchase the software. This page details the Sakura Wars Steam radio show game's content and features comments from the main characters' voice actors. This page features a look at 2 distinct Sega Saturn titles. First up is a deep dive into a Masked Rider database and simulation software based on the original TV series featuring Masked Rider 1 and 2. This isn't a traditional action game, but rather a comprehensive database allowing you to examine detailed files on shocker operations, monsters, and the riders themselves. It even includes a simulation mode where you play from the perspective of a shocker executive, planning missions to defeat the riders. The page shows various screenshots of the data files and simulation interface, highlighting the detailed information available and images of classic monsters and the iconic heroes. The second game featured is Mahjong Gakuin Matsuri, a mahjong title with an anime school festival theme. The game includes a story mode, where the objective revolves around winning mahjong matches against attractive female characters to earn photos for an exhibition. Gameplay features include standard mahjong and cutscenes, with a notable Mo-Mo-C system that rewards players with character images based on their scoring in matches. The page displays vibrant character artwork and screenshots of the mahjong gameplay and event scenes. This page features Falcom Classics, a compilation bringing 3 classic PC RPGs, Xanadu and Dragonslayer, to the Sega Saturn with updated graphics and arranged music. It highlights the appeal of these foundational action RPGs from Nihon Falcom, known for their engaging gameplay and rich worlds. The page details the inclusion of both the original and an enhanced Saturn mode for each title, showing comparison screenshots to illustrate the graphical and layout changes. The section on Dragonslayer mentions its unique gameplay loop centered around the player's home, while Xanadu is described as a sprawling dungeon crawler. YS is presented as a renowned action RPG series focusing on exploration and combat, including a command to easily return to town. The page also showcases details about limited edition bonuses, such as a special CD featuring audio dramas and music, and pre-order incentives like character figures and telephone cards, making this a compelling package for fans of classic Japanese RPGs. This page showcases Layer Section 2, the Saturn port of the arcade hit Raystorm, emphasizing its enhanced features over the original. It highlights the core, exhilarating lock-on laser gameplay, where players target multiple enemies simultaneously. The Saturn version brings exclusive additions, including a new playable ship, the R-Gray Zero, which boasts higher score multipliers, and a new attack mode designed specifically for high-score chasing across selectable stages. The port also incorporates new CG cutscenes throughout the game. The page details special attacks like the Hyper Laser and Special Attack, crucial for clearing difficult situations or dealing massive damage to bosses. It also previews the later stages of the game, showcasing varied environments from industrial bases and space debris fields to urban landscapes and the final boss area, underscoring the challenging journey to the game's conclusion. This page features 2 distinct simulation games. First up is Grand Formula Prix, an engaging Fry 1 team management simulation. Players step into the role of an owner, guiding their team through a 16-race season. The focus is on strategic decision-making, including signing sponsors and drivers, developing the car's performance throughout the season through testing and pit training, and managing race strategy during qualifying and the main event. Screenshots show the racing action and management interfaces. The second game is Soku no Sendan, a tactical simulation set in a sky world, where you command a fleet protecting a world from pirates. This title is presented as a follow-up to a previous game, set 14 years later. A key feature is the emphasis on character-driven storytelling, with numerous characters interacting. Gameplay involves deploying units and managing their actions in tactical battles, utilizing a unique time system where individual units have their own time alongside the overall battle time. The page includes character art and screenshots of the tactical combat view. There's also a versus mode for 2 players to battle head-to-head. This page showcases 2 very different titles. On the left, we have the Sega Ages Columns Arcade Collection, bringing multiple iterations of the classic falling block puzzle game Columns to the Saturn. This compilation includes the original Columns, Columns 2, Stack Columns, and Columns 97, allowing players to experience the series' evolution. The core gameplay of aligning 3 or more jewels remains central, with each version offering unique twists or presentation. The Saturn version adds exclusive features like hidden secret jewels to collect and the set jewel option to customize gem appearances. There's also a history mode providing background information. On the right, we shift gears to the Star Bowling Volume 1, a bowling simulation with a unique twist, interacting with popular voice actors. The main draw is the story mode, where you select a favorite voice actor and team up with them for a tournament, aiming to build your relationship through conversations and bowling performance. The game features over 50 minutes of movie scenes starring the voice actors, integrated into the gameplay. Beyond the story, there are standard bowling modes for solo play or head-to-head competition against friends. This game offers a blend of sports simulation and character interaction, catering to fans of the voice actors. This page dives into new and upcoming software releases for the Saturn, with a major spotlight on Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers. As the latest entry in the acclaimed Megami Tensei series from Atlus, this RPG is highlighted as a significant release, showcasing a battle screenshot and drawing praise for its high level of polish and impressive opening movie. Reviewers found it a must-play for fans of the series, awarding it a strong average score of 8.2. The page also covers impressions for other titles. Falcom Classics brings together legendary RPGs from Falcom's history, noted for its focus on simple, classic sound and music, receiving an average score of 6.8. Gothic World, the third entry in its series, is a mech combat game featuring a unique personal time system and tough battles, scoring an average of 6.4. Lastly, Formula Grand Prix is an F1 racing simulation that stands out for its accessible system design, implying that even without deep Flying 1 knowledge, players can enjoy it, though it received the lowest average score of 5.8 among these titles. Brief profiles of the reviewers are also included to give insight into their perspectives. Saturn software impressions highlight Tokimeki Memorial Mahjong Battle, with appealing graphics but a basic mahjong experience. All-Star Bowling is praised for its cutscenes and voice acting, but the bowling itself is shallow. DJ Wars is a music simulation game allowing CD use. A roundtable discussion praises Devil Summoners. Soul Hackers refined gameplay and story. Falcom Classics are well received, with hopes for YSI and I. Destruction Derby is noted for its accessibility. Z-Star Bowling's presentation outweighs its simple gameplay. This page features a two-part spread highlighting upcoming Saturn releases. The left side announces the launch of a new strategy guide series, with the first issue focusing on Super Robot Wars Frying for the Saturn. It promotes the book as being thick at 244 pages and affordably priced at 690 yen, promising detailed guides to fully enjoy the game, including its hidden elements. A vibrant collage of iconic mechs from the Super Robot Wars series is displayed, showcasing the breadth of robot anime featured in the game. The right side is an advertisement for Layer Section 2, known internationally as Gay Darius, coming to the Saturn. It boasts a beautiful port of the popular arcade shooter, positioning it as a cutting-edge title for the console. Key features highlighted include the ability to select new ship types from the start, newly created CG movies that reveal the game's hidden story, and a Saturn-exclusive attack mode. The game includes all 8 stages from the arcade and supports 2-player simultaneous play. It was available for 5,800 yen. This page effectively promotes new gaming content and resources available for the Sega Saturn. This page introduces a new type of magazine concept, Saturn Fan Magazine. Born from the desire to offer something more than standard game magazines, it proudly announces, Nadeshiko Volume 1 is now on sale. Unlike typical guides focused on game systems and strategy, this magazine is dedicated entirely to expressing the charm of game characters through beautiful CG and illustrations, promising a 100% character-focused experience selected from PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and PC FX titles. The right side showcases the cover of the inaugural issue, Nadeshiko Volume 1, presented as a hypervisual magazine filled with game character appeal, appearing as a special supplement to Saturn Fan and PlayStation Magazine. Featured prominently are characters like Akari Kanzaki from Battle Athletes Alternative, and the cast of Sentimental Graffiti, highlighting its focus on character-driven games. The issue includes a poster appendix for Desire and features on games like Atelier Marie, and a commemorative feature for Shiori Fujisaki's second album release. Other notable titles covered include Yuno, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World, Princess Maker, Fairy Tales Come True, True Love Story, and First Kiss, among others, confirming its broad coverage of popular character-focused titles from the era across multiple platforms. This looks like essential reading for anyone passionate about the personalities in their favorite games. This page dives into updates from 2 popular game developers. On the left is the Sakura Ebi's Elf Corner, which highlights the completion of the promotional video for the classic adventure game Yuno. a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. It also features the third character file, focusing on Ayumi Arima, detailing her profile and role in the story. There's also a brief announcement about the release of the Windows 95 version of the Kawahara family. The right side is a major feature on Tokimeki Memorial, titled Tokimeki Beat Fast. It announces the upcoming first single release for Miharu Tatebayashi, and a commemorative phone card for Shiori Fujisaki's second album. The excitement for Tokimeki Memorial continues into autumn, with various goods being released including sweets containing character figures, popular plushies featuring Akira and Yoshio, and a range of Crane game prizes like pins, keyheads, Christmas plates, and CD storage boxes. The page emphasizes that there's plenty for fans to look forward to. This page features a massive strategy guide and a deep dive into a popular fighting game. On the left, a comprehensive strategy book titled Super Great Wazarin 97 Autumn Edition is highlighted as being on sale now. This guide boasts an incredible 11,084 techniques and covers a vast array of consoles including Nintendo 64, Super Famicom, Virtual Boy, PlayStation, Famicom, Game Boy, Game Gear, Sega Saturn, Mega Drive, Neo Geo, PC FX, PC Engine, and 3Do, all for just 990 yen. The right side focuses on Sega's AM2 division, specifically promoting quick information on Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle. It notes the significant changes in combat compared to Virtua Fighter 3 and offers strategy tips for characters like Llama and Wolf. The feature includes a detailed analysis of wake-up mechanics, showing screenshots, and explaining how judgment and defense frames have changed, including specific situations where attacks become guaranteed after blocking. This level of technical detail is crucial for high-level play. This page continues the in-depth strategy analysis for Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle, picking up directly from the previous page's introduction to the game's mechanics and character changes. The focus here is on specific character strategies, detailing tactics for Lao Chan and Wolf Hawkfield. For Labilu, the guide emphasizes adapting to his weakened low attacks by focusing on his rushdown ability and incorporating escapes into combos. It details reliable rushdown sequences and highlights his strong mid-level attacks. The section also covers defending against his knee attack and countering his ground attack, noting situations where it leads to guaranteed punishment. Wolf's section describes him as a high-risk, high-return character whose strikes and throws have been strengthened. Key tactics include using his hammer moves and short shoulders for offense, and reading the opponent to choose between strikes and throws. The guide specifically points out changes to the double claw throw and the enhanced short shoulder and knee blast moves, explaining how their increased hardening time after blocking makes them more powerful offensive tools, albeit with risks. It also discusses counter-throwing from low kicks and post-throw strategy. This page provides crucial tactical details for mastering these two distinct characters in Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle. This article features updates on several games. Virtual On. Oratorio Tangram showcases new arcade screenshots, highlighting improved visuals, intense underwater combat, and potential airborne elements. The Top Skater series' 5th character file focuses on Jill Hind, including her design evolution and a glimpse at Dassy Hind. The Maz 24-hour reveals screenshots of realistic racing environments and the 24-hour endurance race simulation, allowing players to join ongoing races. Finally, results from a Rasubro time attack contest, likely a Virtual On spin-off, are announced, along with a small art section and quiz. This page continues the look at recent arcade hits, focusing on upcoming fighting games. It features updates on the sequel to Psychic Force, detailing system changes such as a unified life and psychic gauge, new attack and defense options including a slide dash, and highlights the use of a new graphics board. 10 characters are introduced for this new installment. The page also covers Street Fighter 2i Second Impact. Giant Attack, explaining the function of X moves and introducing 2 new characters, Urian and Hugo, bringing the total roster to 13. Finally, there's a promotional contest related to the Vampire Savior, Darkstalkers 3, arcade board. This page is packed with reader-submitted Uruteku, or hidden secrets and techniques, for various games, highlighting some particularly deep content. The Hyper-Uteku ranking system rates these tips, awarding prizes for the best ones. A major highlight features Asuka 120% Limited, detailing how to unlock and master the hidden characters, Chemistry Club President Tetsuko, and Principal Genichiro. It provides their full move lists, and even how to access alternate costume colors, which adds great replayability. For fighting game enthusiasts, The page reveals how to make the formidable boss character Radu playable in the arcade mode of Dead or Alive. Unleashing this powerful character outside of just fighting him is a fantastic bonus. Other interesting secrets covered include accessing additional sample games and hidden options like invincibility in Doraemon 2, unlocking extra characters in Tokimeki Memorial Taisen Puzzle Dama, viewing CG and anime galleries in the adventure game Desire, accessing a test mode in Ninja Jajamaru-kun Onigiri Ninpushu, finding post-clear bonuses in the Time Bokan puzzle game, methods for easy clears in Shutsudao, Miniskirt Police, and changing the character appearance order in the survival mode of Street Fighter Collection. The page concludes with a call for readers to submit their own gaming discoveries, reinforcing the community aspect of finding these hidden gems. This page is a treasure trove for players looking to squeeze every last bit of content out of these titles. The next page covers upcoming releases under a Coming Soon banner. First up is Super Adventure Rockman, an adventure game celebrating the 10th anniversary of Mega Man. The game unfolds across 3 episodes, mixing animated movie sequences that can change based on your input with more traditional battle sections where you engage enemies. The story centers on Mega Man facing off against his nemesis Drive Wily in a global crisis that leads him to the moon. Familiar faces like Rush and Dr. Light's helpful robot also appear. The other major feature is Farland Saga, a simulation RPG originally from the PC that's being ported over. It boasts highly strategic battles fought on 3D quarter-view maps with over 50 unique stages. The game also includes character-focused event scenes, enhanced by popular voice actors. The page gives a brief look at the strategic elements, like using terrain height to your advantage, and introduces some of the main cast, hinting at the diverse personalities you'll encounter. This page features upcoming releases for the Sega Saturn. First up is Uno DX, bringing the classic card game to the console with original anime characters and a story mode where you aim for a national championship, featuring various personalities and dialogue. Screenshots show the character designs and gameplay with Uno cards. Next is Zap, Snowboarding Tricks 98, a snowboarding simulation emphasizing realistic tricks and diverse courses. The game highlights over 50 trick combinations possible and allows skill customization for characters, showcasing detailed 3D environments and stylish aerial maneuvers. Savaki is introduced as a realistic fighting game, focusing on diverse martial arts techniques. It emphasizes strategic gameplay using feints and reading your opponent's movements to gain the advantage, with screenshots demonstrating various fighting poses and special moves. Finally, Princess Maker Fairy Tales Come True is featured, a port of the popular PC racing simulation game. The Saturn version includes new exclusive events and content, putting you in charge of raising a fairy girl with branching story paths and endings influenced by her activities and interactions, shown in anime cutscenes and character sprites. Upcoming Sega Saturn games include Uncharted Waters Gaiden, a 16th-century exploration RPG with 2 protagonists and large naval battles. Virtual Theater offers English conversation practice via interactive video. Sankyo Fever Jiki Simulation Sench Volume 2 simulates pachinko machines with a story mode. Virtual Kyoto 2 is a boat racing simulator with competitive play. Ongaku Tool Kanadiru 2 is a music creation tool with sound customization and karaoke. Star Bowling Volume 2 combines bowling with voice actor interactions. Finally, a pre-order campaign for Grandia is highlighted, including bonus content. A Sega Saturn status report, dated October 23rd, details the progress of numerous upcoming titles. Key games like Sakura Wars 2 and the nearly complete Sentimental Graffiti, 95%, are highlighted, along with Shining Force 2i Scenario 1, 80%, and the almost ready Uno, 99%. Other projects range from simulation games like Pro Baseball Team and Princess Maker, 50%, to RPGs like Princess Crown, 90%, and Atelier Marie, 90%. Action titles like Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, 70%, and Dungeons & Dragons Collection, 50%, are also in development. Adventure games, dating sims, and other genres are also represented, showcasing diverse development stages. The report concludes with updates on a number of additional games, showing a wide variety of progress. This page presents a comprehensive production and sale calendar for upcoming Sega Saturn titles, covering releases from late 1997, extending into 1998. The calendar is meticulously organized by month and specific release dates, offering gamers a clear view of the impending lineup. It details a vast array of games across numerous genres, including major RPGs, fighting games, adventure titles, simulations, and more. Notable entries include games like Sonic R, the highly anticipated Grandia, Shining Force 2i, the Dungeons & Dragons collection, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and Panzer Dragoon Saga, listed here as ASL Panzer Dragoon RPG. The sheer volume of titles demonstrates the robust support the platform was receiving. The calendar also includes sections for games whose release dates were still undecided at the time, adding to the anticipation for future announcements. This page centers on the upcoming release of Mahjong Gakuen Sai, a mahjong game by Make Software, releasing on November 6, 1997. This title appears to mix strategic mahjong with visual novel or dating sim elements, highlighting interactions with a diverse cast of female characters such as Sawako Hayami and Mayu Sakaki, whose portraits are prominently displayed. The game's setting is a school festival, where you play mahjong to photograph the various women for an exhibition. The inclusion of a secret CD with the limited edition and an 18+ age rating suggests mature content. The page also previews the next issue, arriving November 14th, which will feature in-depth strategy guides for major titles like the RPG Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, indicating a focus on key upcoming releases for the Saturn. Standard magazine sections like a game index are also included. This page is a dynamic feature and advertisement for Tecmo's 3D fighting game, Dead or Alive, on the Sega Saturn. It immediately captures attention with striking close-ups of the eyes of key female characters, including Kasumi and others, emphasizing the game's detailed character models. The large, stylized Dead or Alive logo dominates the center left, alongside the iconic Sega Saturn logo. The page proudly declares, "Newest 3D real fighting game now on stage," inviting players to confront their fate in this intense fighter. Small screenshots showcase the game's impressive 3D combat engine and character designs. The Japanese text confirms the game is in store now and lists the price as 5,800 yen plus tax. This is a powerful visual push for one of the Saturn's standout fighting titles, directly challenging players with the tagline, "You cannot defeat me."